Look, our friends are here.
Friends coming today.
Are you excited? Jane has invested in them in such a beautiful way, and so it's going to be really special for her to like get to see them and kind of experience the magic that is Fox and Ren. First of all, we ended every phone call with, "You're doing a great job, Molly. Ren and Fox are doing great. Y'all are great parents." Like that kind of encouragement coming from someone who's been where we are at the stage that we are with our children, it always just kind of encouraged me and helped. Okay guys, are y'all excited? Me? I am so excited. I'm like kind of like nervous excited, you know?
Super pumped.
You're gonna love her. She's like super sweet and like spunky and like,
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because I don't know what she looks like. I've only talked to her on the phone. No, I don't know what she looks like. I just realized, like, what does she look like? Oh, okay. Hello, guys. Oh my gosh. Hey, Pippa. Ren. Hi, Ren. Nice to see you. Hi, Fox. I'm sorry. How are you? Hi, Jared. How are you? So this is Lydia, my daughter. I'm so excited that you came. Me too.
So one of the things about being able to work with Molly and Jared and the kids is that like they're just such a cool, great family. And so one of the things that I'm like, oh, I wish I would have done this. They have pictures on their wall of their kids, but like a bazillion. You got to see it.
You know, like, you can't judge people based on what they look like looking deeper and kind of see what they, you know, who they are as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I noticed with like Ren, like she's so like strong and she's so like, she's perfect to me, like, and like nobody's perfect. And it's just like, you just think, wow, like I met somebody that's like gonna change me. And if people make fun of you, like, let them make fun of you. Like, that's just their opinion. Like,
Right.
if you think you're an awesome person, somebody like Ren thinks you're an awesome person, then you're amazing.
Right,
And
yeah.
you just need to like tell yourself that when you feel like nobody likes me. I'm not a good person. Nobody.
I'm not good enough. No.
I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to be
Don't think that
friends.
way. Yeah.
You just gotta embrace it. You just gotta be like, this is who I am. Who cares?
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm perfect.
Right. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jane Winans. I work for Gemiini and the product specialist manager. And so my department is in charge of supporting all of our members. I've got a daughter, Lydia, who is 16 years old. She has Down syndrome. And we work with neurodevelopmentalists when she was little to do exactly what Laura did. But I didn't have as many kids as she did, nor probably am I ever as smart as her. So she got it on videotape, so she didn't have to do like the flashcards and all this stuff. Lydia would look at, she is so focused on my lips. And my sister's a speech path, right? And she was like, you need to teach her sign language. And I'm like, I'm not gonna teach her sign language because I didn't want her eyes going to my hands. I should have taught her sign language, right? And with Gemiini, you can do both because they've got the big lips and the signs. But so with the process of like the close-ups, like our kids need that. And then it's coupled with the sign and then it's so easy, right? You can make dinner. Try making dinner while doing flashcards. Doesn't work, right? Laura asked me if I would work with Molly and Jared with Fox and Ren because they had have Down syndrome. And so I was lucky enough to be able to work with this amazing family.
Oh, we were, you know, we were the lucky ones.
I was the lucky one. I mean, I get to talk to Molly today. I wonder what the kids are doing. It's been such a pleasure to be able to see your kids and different growth they've had.
Up. Can you say it? Hey, say up. What's the J say?
Uploaded that to Gemini.
And making a lot of progress, and we all feel really comfortable with where we're at. So they don't think that I was able to make it, but we're going to surprise them. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's the first time I've ever met them in real life. It's beautiful to reflect back and like see that, you know, day to day you forget, but like he made so much progress.
If we just look at language development, right? We as, you know, adults, oops, hello. And if we as adults,
What are you doing? Oh my God. What are you doing here? Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Hi. Welcome. Oh my gosh, go get the kids. I wanted to meet the kids. Well, Laura, I mean, she's the whole reason Gemiini exists. The person behind it all. Willow, this is Laura. This is... Hi! Ren! Come here, buddy. Come here, I want you to meet my friend. Look, this is Laura. Can you give her a hug?
There's Fox.
There's the man of the hour.
I think he was just finishing up lunch. Come here, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Can you say hi?
Hi, Fox.
This is Mommy's friend.
You.
This is Mommy's friend. She came all the way from Washington.
Hi. Hi, Fox.
Oh my gosh, you came a long way to be here.
Laura's here. Laura's here.
I cannot believe I'm sitting in this living room. It kind of feels a little surreal, like I'm watching a movie still, doesn't it? It feels like I'm all of a sudden, I just jumped in a movie. 19 years ago, my twins were diagnosed with autism, and we got them into a one-to-one ABA program, 45 hours a week. And my son John, the boy-girl twins, he didn't respond. Can you imagine? Well, you can imagine, because you know what it's like being in therapy for months and months and months and still not even understanding one word. You know, I mean, Fox was almost at that point where he was very close to that. So if you're 3 years old and you don't have any language at all, and everybody else is like way up here. His diagnosis, I think, was 9 or 10 months in language ability at 3 years old. At 3 years old, you know what it's like with 3-year-olds. That's when they just take off. It's kind of like this until 3. It's just crazy. So everybody else is taking off, and he's still way back here. How can you ever hope to catch up? Right. Then all of a sudden, he was doubling gains. And I remember when he crossed, there's like a little shaded area in the middle of the graph that shows the mean, and he went into the shaded area, and you just felt this relief, and you think, he's gonna be okay. I knew at that point everything was gonna be fine. At first, what happened was I was sitting in my house, and a woman who I just got an email from her today, actually, she's French, she emailed me and said that her nephew had just been diagnosed with autism, and in Paris, they had the means to pay for the best doctors, and the best doctor in Paris told the parents to put the little boy in a closet and keep him there with the lights turned off, locked in for 3 hours a day, 2-year-old.
Oh my God.
And that was going to treat him or even cure him. And she said, as they say down south, that just didn't sound right. I said, I just thought about this. How can this doctor be in the Middle Ages? And I realized then, this was 10 years ago or more, all of the information that we have on modern science in autism then was in English. And so I felt a huge sense of guilt that I had not been out in the world telling people, I have a solution. So I edited together a little before and after video of John. so that you can see how quickly he improved. And I put it on YouTube, and I said, I can teach you to do this to your kid, with your kid if you have a child with autism. Within 24 hours, I had a plane ticket to London.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Went to London, stayed with his family for a week. Their son started talking with the videos I was making. And then she asked me to stay there. I have 6 children at the time, I can't say. But my daughter just graduated from college, and she had grown up making these videos for her brother and sister. She said, I'll go help them. So she went over to London, and she stayed with them, and their child did what my son John had done, just really fast, caught up with his peers, to the point where at the end of 6 months, the school questioned the mother and said, I think we may have gotten a misdiagnosis because his language is almost normal now, so he's fine. And the mother, the mother was Venezuelan, the father was French, so both of them had different accents when they spoke English. They lived in London, so then they have that accent, all these different accents, and the mother looked at the teacher and said, well, then why does he have an American accent? So we had actual proof that this is why he was learning. And so we just kept at it, and eventually we created the whole program so that everybody can use it all around the world, and everybody doesn't have to make their own videos on everything. And it's been very successful. At this point, I know where you are right now in your journey because I've been there. It's still scary. It's still scary, but it's all going to be all right. Yeah, it is.
Laura, she's coming home and telling us about her school day. She's saying, I played with so-and-so on the playground. Like, what? Like, that's such a beautiful gift. Like, just hearing her voice and hearing her perspective about life instead of just having to, like, kind of guess that, you know? It's beautiful. And, like, Jared's goal at the beginning, he had said, like, he wanted to see her do, like, pretend play and, you know, stuff that's more, like, typical, like, for her age.
Like, I don't know. I just, like, wish that she could, like, jump in and communicate and talk with them, you know? So, like, when she's around, like, her peers, like, I would really love for her to be able to just, like, play pretend and say things that I know she's thinking in her head, but she's not able to say that. So, you know.
She's doing that. It's amazing. I mean, they've just, both of them have made so much progress.
To me, I mean, the stark difference is when we first started, she had a few words. She had pretty good receptive language. You thought. It was kind of hard to tell sometimes. She had a few words that were kind of hard to understand. Kids are cheating off of her in school because she's the smartest one.
I know.
That's all you got to know.
Yeah.
That's all you got to know. Gemiini was a massive, huge success for Fox. He went from a child who had very little receptive language, could not walk, couldn't even close his mouth, couldn't make articulation, and couldn't say any words, to a child who's running all over the place, has perfect control of his mouth, can say a whole bunch of words and understands everything you say. That just shows you how amazing Ren did. Like, Ren is like on the moon. You may have a fox, you may have a Ren, you may have someone somewhere in the middle, but you are going to see success. Fox is much more present.
Jared, I remember you saying that one day. Like, it's like he just woke up and he's just present now.
Getting the opportunity to use Gemiini for a year was just like, it fit so well into our family, and it wasn't disruptive, and we didn't have to take our kids, you know, to a place to have therapy. It was something we could all do together. So I think it was just a cool opportunity for us to share our story and to get to use Gemiini and just see kind of what happened, you know. And so it's been really cool for us to see, you know, friends and family talking about it and stuff and telling us, you know, that they love when's the next video coming out. So I do think, like, it has done that. You know, it's given us an opportunity to tell our story and hopefully normalize what our life is to others, but at the same time really show them the value of what Gemiini can bring.
Above all, Down syndrome is not scary. No. A child with Down syndrome is precious and beautiful and adds joy to your life. And what else is there? There's nothing else. That's all that matters. So if you're facing the potential of having a child with Down syndrome, embrace it and feel yourself fortunate to be able to experience this kind of love.
It's a gift, for sure.
It's the best thing that ever happened to us or our family or friends or anything.
And I say autism is the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah. So I think we said this like in our first video, but as Ren and Fox's parents, and really as parents to all of our kids, our main goal is for them to be happy. We just want the best quality of life for them. And over the past year, like, I can say without a doubt that their quality of life is better because of Gemiini, and we're just so thankful. Like the tools and things that they've learned, like it's irreplaceable.
Yeah, so if you've never considered Gemiini or are on the fence, you should give it a shot.
Without a doubt. Like
Yeah, it's been
don't
amazing for
hesitate.
us.
Just do it.
Just
Jump
do
in
it.
and do it.
We need it. Pull.